All right, so in this video, I'm going to explain to you why building muscle really is that simple. So first things first, you need to understand that muscle is built by simply applying a stress great enough to the muscle that it tells your body to adapt and build more muscle to better handle that stress. So it really is that simple. Apply a great enough stress and the body sends signals to adapt. On the internet, you'll see probably 10,000 different programs, some high volume, some low volume, some optimal this and optimal that. But I'm going to break it down into literally just 4 things you need to know. So, number 1, intensity. Number 2, progressive overload. Number 3, consistency. And number 4, rest. So, if you understand all 4 of those things, then you're going to build muscle mass. So starting with number 1, intensity. This is the most important one, so this is the one I'm going to yap on the most. Intensity is just determined by the level of effort you put into a set. So put in a little bit of intensity and receive little in return. Put in a lot of intensity and receive a lot in return. And you might think to yourself, oh, I already do lift intensely. Yeah. Well, I'm sure if that was true, you wouldn't have clicked this video. So what I need you to understand is that your body doesn't even want to carry a ton of muscle mass to begin with. That requires extra work and extra energy from your body on a day-to-day basis. So you need to give your body a reason to carry that muscle mass and to build that muscle mass. And the best way to do that is to send a signal to grow by lifting intensely. So what does lifting intensely even look like? As simple as I can put it, you should be lifting between 5 and 15 reps, and somewhere in that 5 to 15 rep range, you should be hitting complete muscular failure, or at least being like 1 rep away. So for example, if you're doing a bench press and you do 6 reps, you've hit failure when you literally physically cannot do another rep if your life depended on it. If you're leaving 2 or 3 or more reps left in the tank, or you're just lifting till it gets uncomfortable, you're not going to grow anytime soon, and you're genuinely wasting your time in the gym. Natural lifters will not grow without lifting intensely. So number 2, progressive overload. You're not going to build muscle if you do the same weight and the same reps week after week, month after month. Your body needs that intense stimulus to grow. And if your intensity is proper, then you're going to get stronger every week or 2. So to maintain that intensity as you get stronger, you have to either increase weight by 5 pounds or increase the number of reps performed by 1 rep. This principle, like I said, is called progressive overload. You've probably heard it before, but this needs to be applied on every session possible. Sometimes you're going to have a bad day and not be able to add 5 pounds or not be able to add a rep. But week after week, you should be adding weight or increasing reps. So consistency. What does consistency look like? So consistency is sticking to a given program long enough to progress in that program and not switching from week to week or month to month. Being in the gym 2 to 5 days a week, just depending on whatever your program is, without missing sessions, and committing to years and not just like an 8-week little kick. Muscle is built slowly over time with consistency. Lifting 3 times a week for a year is always going to build you more muscle than lifting 5 times a week for 3 months. Also, consistently being intense and consistently progressive overloading. So lastly, we got rest. A lot of times people think more is better when it comes to lifting, but rest is mandatory for building muscle mass. You're never going to build meaningful muscle mass if you lift 6 or 7 days a week. Same thing if you're getting bad sleep. You need good quality sleep to build muscle. And muscle isn't built during the workout. It's built in the days following the workout. So as a natural lifter, like I said earlier, you only need to be in the gym 2 to 5 days per week in order to get enough rest. And, I don't care who you think you are, you're not going to adequately recover from, 6 or 7 days a week of lifting. In the short term, you might think you're recovering, but next thing you know, you're going to be injured or sick or just making zero gains in muscle mass. So during an intense lift, you're sending that signal to your muscles to grow. And in order to do that growing, they have to rest after the lift. So that's literally the part that makes them grow, is the rest. Everyone's different and everybody follows different programs. But I'd say the sweet spot for getting enough rest is lifting like 3 to 4 days a week. And that's going to be good for like 99% of people. So let's recap. Building muscle is genuinely so easy as long as you're lifting intensely, progressively overloading, being consistent, and giving yourself some rest. If you're struggling to grow muscle mass, then please genuinely ask yourself, which one or more of these things are you not doing right, and fix it, and I promise the gains will come. And it really is that simple. Thank you for watching, and get growing.